You ever find yourself just standing in the middle of the grocery aisle, staring at the price of something simple, like a carton of eggs or a loaf of bread, and just feeling a little bit breathless? It's a feeling I know all too well, that quiet hum of the refrigerators, the squeak of cartwheels, and the loud, pounding thought in your head, how did it get this expensive? It feels like just yesterday that my weekly grocery run was a routine, almost mindless task. Now, it feels like a high-stakes strategy session. Every item that goes into the cart gets a mental calculation. Can we afford this? Is there a cheaper option? If I buy this, what do I have to put back? That little knot of anxiety that tightens in your stomach as you approach the checkout line. I feel it too. It's a heavy weight to carry, isn't it? The responsibility of putting good, nourishing food on the table for your family while your bank account is screaming for mercy. The numbers don't lie. We're seeing reports of grocery inflation hitting highs we haven't seen in decades. It's not just in your head. That box of cereal that was your go-to for a quick breakfast? Up $1. The chicken you plan to roast for Sunday dinner? Up $3. It adds up so fast, and before you know it, that $100 bill you thought would cover the week is gone by Tuesday. It's frustrating. It's demoralizing. And honestly, it can make you feel like you're failing, no matter how hard you're trying to keep up. You start making compromises. Maybe you skip the fresh berries this week and opt for something canned. Maybe you buy the ultra-processed, cheaper version of a snack because the healthier one is just out of reach. You walk out of the store with a cart that feels half empty, but a receipt that tells a different, much more expensive story. For a long time, that was my reality. My name is Sarah, and I'm a single mom to 3 amazing, always hungry kids. And for us, the budget isn't just a guideline, it's a lifeline. We live on $60 a week for groceries, for all 4 of us. That's $60 for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. For a while there, it felt impossible. I would lie awake at night, my mind racing, trying to figure out how to stretch those dollars without sacrificing my kids' health. I was stressed, I was exhausted, and I was tired of feeling like I was constantly one price hike away from disaster. I knew something had to change. I couldn't control the economy, and I couldn't magically increase my income overnight. But I realized there was one thing I could control: my system. So I got to work. I spent weeks, months even, tracking every penny, testing every strategy, and learning from every mistake. And out of all that trial and error, I built a simple, 3-part system that took us from barely surviving to absolutely thriving. It's the system that allows me to feed my family of 4 healthy, delicious meals on just $60 a week, without losing my mind. And it's the system I'm going to share with you today. It all comes down to 3 core principles: plan, price, and prep. It sounds simple, and that's the beauty of it. It is simple. This isn't about extreme couponing or spending your entire Sunday chained to the stove. This is about working smarter, not harder. First, we plan. This is our roadmap. We're going to stop wandering the aisles and start shopping with purpose. I'll show you how to build a weekly meal plan around what's on sale and what you already have, cutting your food waste to nearly zero and ensuring every single item you buy has a job to do. Next, we price. This is where we become strategic shoppers. We'll move beyond just looking at the price tag and learn to see the true cost of our food. I'll teach you how to master unit pricing, identify the best times to shop for markdowns, and build a core list of budget-friendly powerhouses that will form the foundation of your meals. And finally, we prep. This is the game changer. This is where we unlock our time and multiply our ingredients. I'll walk you through the cook once, use twice method, showing you how a single batch of roasted chicken can become the star of 3 different meals, saving you hours in the kitchen during the busy week. This system took my grocery bill from a source of constant anxiety to a challenge I knew I could win. It gave me back my peace of mind and my confidence in the kitchen. It's about more than just saving money. It's about reclaiming control. It's about feeding your family with love and intention, no matter what your budget is. So, if you're tired of that knot in your stomach at the checkout line, if you're ready to stop stressing and start strategizing, then stick with me. In this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on everything. I'll show you exactly what to buy, how to cook it, and how to make every dollar and every ingredient last all week long. Let's turn that $60 challenge into our greatest victory. Groceries are one of the biggest budget breakers. But learning how to meal plan on a tight budget isn't just about saving money. It's about peace of mind, about not panicking every time you open the fridge. Here are my non-negotiables. 1. Shop weekly, no more, no less. 2. Plan meals before I step into a store. 3. Stick to 5 main proteins max. 4. Buy store brands every time. 5. Always leave $5–10 for surprise markdowns. All right, y'all, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. I'm not just going to give you vague ideas. I'm handing you a complete 7-day meal plan that will feed a family of 3 for a week on just $60. Now, remember the rules we just talked about? This plan puts every single one of them into action. It's built on versatility, using ingredients across multiple meals, and focusing on simple, hearty food that'll keep everyone full and happy. This isn't a fantasy plan. This is real life. This is how we do it. Let's start with the most important meal of the day, breakfast. My philosophy for breakfast on a budget is simple. Keep it consistent, filling, and fast. We don't have time or money for a different gourmet breakfast every morning. So, for this plan, we're rotating through 3 powerhouse staples: oatmeal, eggs, and toast. Now, rotating doesn't mean boring. With oatmeal, you can make a big batch of steel-cut or rolled oats on Sunday to last a few days. One morning, add a dash of cinnamon. The next, a few slices of that banana you bought for snacks. It's warm, it's packed with fiber, and it costs pennies per serving. Eggs are your protein punch. You can scramble them, fry them, or even hard-boil a half dozen at the start of the week for a super quick grab-and-go option. And toast, preferably whole wheat for that extra fiber, is the perfect vehicle for a scrambled egg or a thin smear of peanut butter. By rotating these 3, you get variety in texture and taste without needing a pantry full of different breakfast foods. It's efficient, and it sets you up for a successful day. Okay, let's talk lunch. The #1 rule for budget-friendly lunches is embracing leftovers. Say it with me. Cook once, eat twice. This is your golden ticket. When you're making dinner, especially things like chili or pasta, always try to make a little extra. Pack it up right after dinner, and boom, lunch is done for the next day. No thinking, no extra cooking, and no money spent on expensive takeout. But what about the days you don't have leftovers? We've got a plan for that too. Tuna wraps are a fantastic option. A can of tuna is inexpensive protein. Mix it with a spoonful of mayonnaise or even plain yogurt, maybe a little salt and pepper, and roll it up in a whole wheat tortilla. It's simple, it's fast, and it's way healthier and cheaper than a drive-thru. Another classic for a reason is the peanut butter sandwich. Don't knock it. It's packed with protein and healthy fats that provide lasting energy. And finally, rice bowls. This is where your creativity can shine. Use that big bag of rice from your pantry staples and top it with whatever you've got. A scoop of canned black beans, some leftover chicken from Thursday's dinner, or even just some frozen veggies you've steamed in the microwave. Lunch doesn't have to be complicated to be delicious and filling. Now for the main event, dinners. This is where a little planning goes a long, long way. We're going to map out the whole week so there's no "what's for dinner" panic at 5 o'clock. Monday, we're kicking things off with something everyone loves, pasta with frozen veggies. We're using a simple jar of marinara sauce, or you can make your own with canned crushed tomatoes if you're feeling ambitious. The key here is bulking it up with a bag of frozen mixed vegetables. Peas, carrots, green beans, corn, whatever's in the mix. You just toss them in with the pasta during the last few minutes of cooking. It adds nutrients, texture, and makes the meal go so much further. Serve it up, maybe with a little sprinkle of cheese if you have it. It's a comforting, carby, veggie-packed start to the week. On Tuesday, we're making a quick and easy stir-fry with rice and eggs. This is a clean-out-the-fridge kind of meal. You'll use some of that rice you've got, and the protein source is the humble egg. Just scramble a few eggs and set them aside. Then, stir-fry any veggies you might have, maybe some onions, the rest of that bag of frozen peppers, or some carrots. Add the cooked rice, the scrambled eggs, and a splash of soy sauce. It comes together in less than 20 minutes, and it's incredibly satisfying. Wednesday is for my favorite kitchen appliance, the slow cooker. We're making a big, beautiful batch of slow cooker lentil soup. In the morning, you'll just dump in a bag of brown or green lentils, some vegetable broth or water, chopped onions, carrots, and celery. Let it simmer all day. The lentils are a fantastic source of plant-based protein and fiber, and they're so inexpensive. When you get home, the house smells amazing, and dinner is ready. Serve it with a piece of toast for dipping. This recipe makes a lot, so guess what? You've got leftovers for lunch. Thursday, we're doing a sheet pan wonder, roasted chicken thighs and sweet potatoes. Chicken thighs are one of the most flavorful and affordable cuts of meat. Pat them dry, season them well with salt, pepper, maybe some garlic powder, and lay them on a sheet pan. Chop up a couple of sweet potatoes, toss them in a little oil and seasoning, and spread them around the chicken. Roast everything together until the chicken is cooked through and the potatoes are tender. It's a one-pan meal, which means easy cleanup, and the leftover chicken is perfect for shredding into those lunchtime rice bowls. Friday is for fun. We're having breakfast for dinner. After a long week, nobody wants a complicated meal. So, we're making pancakes from a just-add-water mix and scrambling up some of those eggs. It feels like a treat, the kids love it, and it's incredibly cheap. You're using ingredients you already have on hand for breakfast, so it's a perfect fit for our budget. Saturday is weekend comfort food time, so we're making a big pot of chili with beans and frozen peppers. You can make this with or without meat. A pound of ground beef can fit in the budget if you're savvy, but a bean-only chili is just as delicious and even more affordable. Use canned kidney beans, black beans, and crushed tomatoes. For veggies, we're using a bag of frozen bell pepper strips. They're already chopped and much cheaper than fresh. Let it simmer away, and you've got a hearty meal for Saturday night and, you guessed it, more amazing leftovers. And that brings us to Sunday. Sunday is our use it up day. We're having leftovers or a pantry pasta night. Look in the fridge. Do you have chili, lentil soup, a piece of chicken? Perfect. Reheat and eat. This is how we ensure zero food waste. If the leftovers are looking slim, you can always fall back on our friend, pasta. Boil some up and toss it with a little butter, garlic powder, and salt. It's a simple, satisfying end to the week that uses up the last of your ingredients. And what about snacks? I haven't forgotten those. Snacks can bust a budget if you're not careful. We're avoiding pre-packaged, single-serving snack foods. Instead, we're focusing on whole foods. Popcorn is a fantastic choice. A bag of kernels is cheap and makes a huge amount of popcorn. It's a whole grain. Bananas are usually one of the most affordable fruits per pound. And for our third snack option, we're being flexible. Whatever fruit is on sale. Look for the best deal, whether it's apples, oranges, or maybe some seasonal berries. This teaches you to be adaptable and shop the sales, which is a crucial skill. So there you have it, a full week of meals. Notice how the ingredients overlap? The eggs for breakfast show up in the stir-fry. The leftover chicken becomes lunch. The rice is a base for multiple meals. The frozen veggies bulk up pasta and chili. This is the system in action. It's not about deprivation. It's about being smart and strategic with your resources. It's about creating a rhythm in your kitchen that saves you time, money, and a whole lot of stress. All right, y'all, let's talk strategy. Having a meal plan is half the battle, but executing it at the grocery store without blowing your budget? That's where the real magic happens. My core strategy revolves around a few key principles, And the first one is choosing your battlefield wisely. I shop mostly at Aldi or Food Lion. Now, I'm not paid to say that. It's just what works for our budget here in the South. These stores are masters of the no-frills model. You won't find fancy displays or 100 different brands of ketchup. What you will find are fantastic private label products that are often just as good, if not better, than the big national brands, but for a fraction of the cost. This immediately lowers your baseline spending before you even start looking for deals. Find the equivalent stores in your area, the ones that prioritize value over variety. Next up, technology is your best friend. I use digital coupons, markdown apps, and always shop with a list. Before I even leave the house, I spend about 10 minutes on the store's app. I clip every single digital coupon that applies to my list. It's like a treasure hunt. I also use apps like Ibotta or Fetch Rewards to get cash back on items I was already going to buy. It might seem like small potatoes, 25 cents here, $1 there, but trust me, it adds up to a significant amount over the course of a month. And let's talk about those beautiful markdown stickers. Get to know your store's routine. At my local spot, the meat department does their markdowns first thing in the morning, usually around 8 a.m. The bakery marks down yesterday's bread in the afternoon. Don't be shy. Ask an employee. A simple, "Hey, when do y'all typically mark down produce?" can give you the inside scoop. Finding meat or produce for 50% off just because it needs to be used today or tomorrow is a huge win, especially when you have a plan to cook or freeze it right away. Now, the most important rule of all, the list is law. Your meal plan created this list, and your job is to stick to it like glue. This is where discipline comes in. Supermarkets are designed by psychologists to make you spend more money. They put the essentials like milk and eggs at the very back, so you have to walk past all the tempting displays for cookies, sodas, and those fancy end cap deals. To combat this, I organize my list by the store's layout. I know my store's floor plan by heart. Produce first, then the bread and pantry aisles, then meat, then dairy and frozen foods on the back wall. By organizing my list this way, I create a roadmap. I move through the store with purpose, I don't backtrack, and I don't wander down aisles that have nothing on my list. This saves me time and, more importantly, it saves me from those impulse buys that wreck a budget. If it's not on the list, it does not go in the cart. Period. Finally, and this is the pro-level tip that will change your life. I track unit prices, not just sticker prices. The sticker price is what the store wants you to see. The unit price is what the item actually costs you per ounce, per pound, or per sheet. That's how you spot the sneaky budget busters. A bigger box might have a higher sticker price, but when you look at the price per ounce, it's often significantly cheaper. For example, a 12-ounce jar of peanut butter might be $3, which is 25 cents an ounce. But the big 40-ounce jar is $6, which is only 15 cents an ounce. You're getting almost 40% more for your money just by doing that quick math. The unit price is almost always printed right there on the shelf tag in tiny font. Train your eyes to find it. This helps you see past the sale signs and deceptive packaging to know if you're truly getting a good deal. This single habit is the difference between being a casual shopper and a true budget master. This isn't about being cheap. It's about being resourceful. Feeding your family on a budget doesn't mean they go without. It means you get to control the chaos, nourish your people, and still have something left for tomorrow. Ready to keep your lifestyle on budget? Subscribe for weekly 60 shop ideas. Comment your biggest grocery challenge. I'll reply with tips.